That's sort of like I get what you're saying with that joint too, with the flow and be able to change it up. Because like you hear certain rappers, and I'm not knocking anybody, but like the Baby.
Yeah.
Like anytime I hear him, I know it's him because he got the same flow on every song.
Right.
And you know it's nice and it's cool and it's fun to listen to.
Right.
Like I can listen to Suge all day, but it's like it's always the same flow. Sometimes and it gets tiresome. Like that shit gets worn out quick. But I think that's also what kind of separates the greats, right? Where that the person that can switch up their flow, switch up their style, and be as versatile as they can. Like for me, one of my favorite all time rappers is Big.
Right.
And Big, he flow with the best of them.
Got flows.
To me, he has the greatest flow of all time,
Right.
and was able to switch it up.
Right.
Like when he did the fucking Bone Thugs and Harmony flow, I'm like, oh shit,
Right. You could rap fast, too?
Right?
Like,
yeah. Watch this.
damn.
Yeah. Big was a fucking monster, man. But you said Kid Cudi's one of your greatest influences as well.
Yeah, Kid Cudi's probably my favorite artist of all time.
Really?
Yo, his music just hits different. Like,
Yeah.
He's like, his message behind it. Kid Cudi, like, I used to be like an emo kid, so I used to be like sad all the time, and that's kind of what Kid Cudi's music was. Like because I was a little emo kid, like Kid Cudi's music was that. But sometimes people will be like, "Oh, some of these Kid Cudi songs is sad," and I'm like, "Yeah, but if you know what real sadness is, when you listen to this shit, this nigga sounds hopeful. Like the lyrics might sound sad, but if you listen to the way that he's singing it, like." He's trying to give you hope. Like, he's telling you, like, yo, I feel like this, too. Like, it's okay.
Right.
So, and that's cool. Like, and he said before, his whole reason for making music is so that kids don't feel alone and commit suicide. Like,
that's what's
and
up.
Go through depression. Like, how could you not respect that?
Yeah.
Especially now that that's, like, a super relevant thing. Like,
Yeah, it really is. Mental health, period, is big right now.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. I'm glad people speaking up on it.
Right.
Yeah, I never really got into Kid Cudi. I don't know why. Like, he seemed like like what you just said. Like, because my girl, she's a big Kid Cudi fan, and she was telling me, she's like, "Yeah, man, you should." And I tried him out, and I do like his first album.
Yeah.
It was A Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
I do like that joint, and you know, obviously, you got some singles on there and shit like that. But I never really like followed him past that. You know what I mean?
I think Man on the Moon 2, like people say that Man on the Moon 1 is a classic, but I think Man on the Moon 2 is better than Man on the Moon 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, I don't know, the beats on there are crazy. He's got good features, and he was like in a darker space, but the music was crazy. Like the music had this dark vibe to it, but it wasn't like bad energy. You know, it was just like, this is the energy that I have right now, so I'm gonna give it to you.
I got you.
So like, I don't know, and just like some of the shit that he says in there is like. Is crazy.
It's really relatable and whatnot.
Like, yeah, there's one song. He's got Mary J. Blige on the album twice. And one of the songs with Mary J. Blige, like, he ends his verse and he's like, reckless and young and my mom's calling, think I should decline. I'm numb faced while I think about suicide. Like, bro, what? Like, that shit is crazy. So, I don't know. I just fuck with it.
Yeah. I respect it. I gotta give him another shot, man. I'm gonna give him another shot.
Yeah.
Cause like when anytime I be playing like a playlist, like for instance, Lupe Fiasco, that's my favorite artist of all time, hip hop artist of all time, I should say. And usually, like, if I'm playing like a Lupe Fiasco playlist, they play a different artist, and Kid Cudi's usually like coped into that category,
right?
As well.
It's funny because they don't like each other.
Yeah, I know. Lupe was on shit. I remember he was going in on him on Twitter one year. Like he's just calling him a bitch, and like I'm like, damn. Lupe,
you know why?
No, what happened?
So Lupe had put up a thing. He put up a tweet talking about if the fans send him money, he would write a verse specifically for them and record it and give it to him. He was like, but they can't use it for nothing and they can't put it out, or he's like, it's just for you. And Kid Cudi was like, that's whack as fuck. He was like, you charging your fans for verses and then you're telling them they can't even use it? Like, Kid Cudi was like, that's whack. Like, and then Lupe just went off.
Okay, I got you. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. Damn. Lupe one of those dudes too. He seems like he's like be real spiteful.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, he just seemed like one of those dudes.
He just recently brought up in an interview like last year, like, nah, don't fuck with Kid Cudi. And,
Yeah.
and this shit happened like
years ago. Yeah,
it wasn't even a face to face argument. Like,
yeah, I remember just him. I remember like specifically on Twitter and him just going in.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's what that was about.
I was wondering, like, damn, why? I never knew. Like, what was the beef?
I understand Kid Cudi's standpoint, but I also understand Lupe Fiasco. Like,
yeah, like if I'm looking at it in Lupe's shoes, it's like this is a gift for you,
right?
Like this is a gift for my fan, even though you're purchasing a gift, but this is specifically for you,
right?
But I understand Kid Cudi's aspect of it as well, where it's like, yo, this is their gift. Let them do what they want to do with their gift,
right? And they paid you for it,
Yeah, they bought it,
right?
It's theirs. So I get that as well. I don't know. Hopefully they can work it out. They probably make some good music together.
They probably would make some good music together. I'm surprised they didn't before they fell out.
Yeah, that is shocking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised we didn't get a couple of Cudi and Lupe features. I just bumping Lupe the other day. Fucking Food and Liquor.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
Classic, easily.
That Food and Liquor hit different, man. That shit hit so different. One of my things with hip hop, and I think why I gravitated towards Lupe and Big so much is like I like a good story being told to me.
Yeah.
Like I love a good story. Like Big. I've always told my cousin, me and my cousin Nick be talking. I was like, yo, Biggie's probably like the greatest storyteller I've ever heard in my life. Like listening to like his songs and he like literally vividly paints that picture in my head.
Yeah,
where I can see it. It's like a movie going on while he rapping.
Right.
Like fucking Warning.
Yeah,
like I was
just thinking
that whole
like,
joint.
Warning,
yeah,
that shit plays out in your head. Like
you hear that. Who the fuck is this?
Everything.
Paging me at 5:46 in the morning,
like,
crack of dawn, and while I'm yawning. That shit is. I'm like, damn, yo. And then like his whole like lyrical flow in that joint. How he say, man, I feed the dogs gunpowder so they can devour. Man, I'm like, god damn. But like Lupe do the same thing for me, like with Kick Push. Mm-hmm. Like that first single came out, man. Oh my god, I was able to skateboard and I wanted to try it after listening to that joint.
The Cool,
yeah, the Cool. That's the Cool is a top 5 album for me.
Yeah,
like so they're both classics, but the Cool.
But isn't that a song on Food and Liquor though? Right, that's the name of one of the songs, right?
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yo,
you're right.
That story for that song is crazy. Yo, that song is
breaking the rules. Yeah. Yeah, that joint. It's just a bunch of them. Like the one joint, I can't remember the name of it, but he's like, he's talking about his. He raps in the perspectives of the mom, and then he raps in the perspective of the son.
What is the name of that song?
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what song you're talking about.
That song was hard, man.
His problem is he don't got his father.
Yeah.
Yo, that song is
hard. That song is hard. That shit hit home, man. I remember
that's
like I'm like, yo, this shit is like my childhood. Like I was fucking.
What is the name of the song? Is it He Say, She Say or something like that? Mm-hmm. I don't know, but that song is fire. Gotta Eat.
Yeah, niggas gotta eat. That's when shit get
that
greasy.
Song is crazy. Like
the streets be like, feed me.
And that's all. That song is the perspective of a McDonald's.
That shit is crazy.
That shit is fire.
Fucking fast food.
Yeah.
And he's able to relate that to fucking street life.
Right.
That shit is crazy.
Yo, that's
that shit is fucking creative, genius creativity. That's what that was. Yeah, Lupe is like Lupe is my man.
And that's why I understand like when Lupe be having gripes about not getting all his credit. So like how Kendrick Lamar did Damn, like how you could play it forward and reverse. Mm-hmm. And Lupe Fiasco was like, I did this first. Like you niggas didn't like. And you niggas listen to Tetsuo and the Youth. It's broken up into the 4 seasons, so you can listen to it all year, whichever way you want. Like,
I'm glad you brought that up as well, because like Kendrick gets all the credit for doing that, but I was like, yo, he got that from Lupe.
Right,
Lupe did that shit.
Right, years ago, like
2 years beforehand.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, man, I don't know. It seemed like it just seemed like he's like underappreciated in terms of like I think he's appreciated in like hardcore hip hop circles.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's it though.
But yeah, like if you look like overall perspective, like the just general public, yeah, he's not a really appreciated artist,
right?
And he's one of the GOATs.
Yo, right?
Yeah, he's one of the GOATs, man.
Excuse me. He's got the accomplishment lyrically. Like he's pretty much second to none. Like his pen is god tier. Like it's not even. There's only a few people that can write on Lupe Fiasco's level.
Right.
So like, I don't get it. I told him the story on Trap Nerd. Like. one day Mos Def was drunk walking through Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And he put out and he was talking mad shit like, oh, Jay-Z, like all these niggas, if you want to, Lil Wayne, if they want to come to Brooklyn and battle me for $10,000, like, I guarantee you the money's coming back home with me. Lupe Fiasco responded on Twitter, was like, I'll battle you for 10 grand. Mos Def was like, I was just playing.
Yeah, I remember.
That's not a real thing.
I was just playing, man. I was just playing. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that shit. That shit was crazy.
Right.
That just goes to show, man. That just goes to show.
And it's not like, and I told them, I was like, if you know Mos Def history, like Mos Def is not a slouch.
Yeah,
like niggas respect
Mos
Mos Def pen, and he was like, nah, like I'm not battling you.
Mm-hmm. So you do the Trap Nerd podcast,
yeah,
and make sure y'all check them out. If you listen to this Trap Nerd podcast, it release every Monday.
Yep,
and you record Saturdays.
Yep.
But yeah, you guys are part of my commute to work every Monday.
Nice,
and I love y'all conversations on there, man. Y'all be getting me thinking. I listen to podcasts. So the podcast I like the most is stuff that I can learn from. Like I'm always picking up some new shit. And y'all got a good diversity going on between everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when y'all start getting into like the hip hop talks and whatnot, I like hearing everybody's perspectives on that topic and stuff like that. The one when y'all was doing I think he's doing top 10 top 10 hip hop artists of all time. There's a couple of them that you had listed off that I never even like heard of that I had to go and listen to. Yeah. The
like
one
who? MF Doom?
Yeah, him. Yeah.
Yo, Doom is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I be trying to tell people because they're like, "Oh, his beats is weird," or "He rhymes funny." I'm like, he does rhyme funny, but if you're paying attention to what he's rhyming, you'd be like, "Yo, he just rhymed this word in the next sentence from a word in the middle of the sentence in the last line." Like, you'd be like, "Damn, this dude is going in right now." Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know. I pay attention to shit like that.
I feel you.
That shit is next. Like, he's another one. Like, his pen is next to none. Like, people always salute Eminem for his wordplay. If you listen to MF Doom, like, his wordplay is crazy. Like, what he does with the English language is like insane.
That's what's up. Yeah, I got to listen to him. Like, that's the one I remember. I'm glad you just brought him up. I'm about to when we leave here, I'm gonna play him on the way home.
And he got records with locals. He got records. I think he did a whole thing with Westside or Conway. He made a whole little EP with one of them.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up. That's good shit. And then you really big on supporting local artists too, man.
Yeah,
I love that.
Everybody to eat. Like, I'm not one of those people that's just like, oh, well, my music is good and I don't care what you do. Like, nah, I don't care. If you ask me for advice, I'll give you advice. Like, if you share your music and I see it, I'll share it. If you tag me in it, I'll for sure share it. Like,
right. Yeah, just showing love where love needs to be shown.
What's the difference? Like, because my view on it is the area is only so big. So, like, eyes are on Buffalo now because of Benny the Butcher and Westside Gun and Conway. So, if other people start to pop, like, don't you see how Atlanta did it? Atlanta worked together, and it wasn't like one person popped at a time. Like, niggas from Atlanta was coming in waves, like
that shit
waves,
came out crazy.
back to back, and it's still like that because they work together. Like, the DJs ain't on no whack shit. I'm sure some DJs are like pay to play, but it's a lot of DJs down there that just show love. They hear a hot local record and they work at a strip club, they'll play it, or they work at the radio, they'll try and get it on there. Like, that shit, that's how it should be because we all can eat together. We're all, even though we're all in different avenues, club promoters, fucking DJs, artists, we all in the same industry. Like, why would we not try and eat together?
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing as well. Like, just because, like you said, you're in the same industry and whatnot, and, it's not like you're fighting against one another. Like, everybody, there's a bunch. The analogy I always like is that, like, you go to a supermarket and you look at all the different brands of bread.
Right.
Like, there's a bunch. Everybody can pick their own favorite bread. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't mean, like, you just got to be one specific one.
Right.
Like, I mean, everybody can eat. Like you said, everybody can eat.
So
there's no need to be like hating on somebody else's shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I never got that. I mean, I was like that probably at first when I first started making music, but what do you gain from that?
Right.
What do you burn bridges? People don't want to work with you.
Right.
Like, it's just a bad look. Like, they're from the same area as you. If they're working harder than you, you can't be mad at that. Work harder. Like,
and you can learn a lot from those people too, man.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. Like, what you putting down, there might be something that you putting down right now that somebody else not getting, and then they pick it up from you. Right. And then it can work vice versa as well. You're like, oh, yeah, I like the way you do that. Okay, yeah, how'd you do that? That's right. Okay, bet. That's why, like, even with the podcasting joint, I always give credit when credit due. Like, when I first started doing this, your guys' podcast, Trap Nerd,
yeah,
and then Matt Johnson's podcast, when I started seeing y'all do y'all's and I was listening to your guys, I was like, damn, man, them boys is doing it, man. That shit inspired me to do this, start getting my shits going, that sports enthusiasm, right. And then eventually this joint. Marv, my man, Marv Crittenden.
Yeah.
He, like, I remember when I was getting it going, I was like kind of confused on some shit. I texted him, I was like, yo, Marv, how did you work? Like, what